how to make bias tape from scraps. Today's tutorial is super quick and handy visual for any of your next makes that involve bias tape, especially if you're going to be sewing the Rhapsody blouse or dress from Love Notions. And speaking of the Rhapsody pattern, now is the perfect time to sew one up because it is the Feature Friday pattern this week, which means it's on sale for just $6 as a digital PDF pattern. And we've just launched the brand new printed version of the Rhapsody pattern. No more printing and taping on your end. We'll send you the printed tutorial and large format sheets all ready to go. So we're running a special combo deal for that. For this Feature Friday, you can get the printed plus digital bundle for Rhapsody for just $21, and we're offering free shipping during this feature. And that will give you a full-size, professionally printed paper pattern that's shipped to your door, plus the digital files too. So whether you love the ease of digital completely or the convenience of printed for you large format, this bundle gives you both options, and the free shipping is the cherry on top. So let's get all the details on how to make your own bias tape from scrap fabric. This is such a great skill to have in your sewing toolbox. Maybe you ran out of store-bought tape, or you just want your bias tape to perfectly match your finished make. This method that we're talking about today is fast, easy, and a little addictive. I don't know if you'll go back to the regular way. Plus, this is a great way to use up all those leftover bits of fabric that we all have lying around. So let's start with the basics. Why do you need bias tape? Bias tape is essential for finishing out curved edges and finishing them cleanly, for example, with necklines and armholes. The bias tape stretches just enough to lay flat and smooth even around some of those tricky curves. So if you're sewing the Rhapsody blouse, you're going to use bias tape to finish the neckline. And today I'm going to show you how to make your own completely from scraps. So let's start with this piece of scrap fabric. Anything that's lightweight and woven is going to work perfectly. All you'll do is fold up one corner diagonally to create a triangle from your fabric. And this first fold is going to give you a 45-degree angle, aka bias. Next, take the top right corner and fold it back down to the bottom left, layering another triangle. So rotate the fabric so the two folded edges now sit at the bottom. And then we're going to trim off the folded edge on the right hand side. And this is going to give us a clean bias edge to start cutting our strips. You will need to decide how wide you want your bias tape, and it comes in various different widths. For this tutorial, we're cutting 1.5-inch strips, and that's a great size for single fold or double fold bias tape. Start cutting along that bias edge and keep your cuts straight and consistent. Don't worry if your scraps are small, because you can always piece together shorter strips. Now, once you've got your strips, let's piece them together at the sewing machine. You'll take those two strips and place them right sides together at a 90-degree angle, and that's going to form like a little L shape. And you'll sew that diagonally from corner to corner. And this will keep the grain line true and your tape nice and stretchy on the bias. Trim the seam and press it open, and repeat until you've got a nice long length of bias tape ready to go. You could even make extra here so that you have some in your stash for the next time that you need a little bit of bias tape. Now let's turn this into that actual tape. We've got one more process to go here. If you have a bias tape maker, that's wonderful. They're super cheap on Amazon. If you don't, let's talk about how to do a little DIY style with your bias tape maker. For your bias tape, we can make it with a pin trick. All you'll do is stick 2 pins into your ironing board, spaced about the same as your tape width. Fold the raw edges toward the center and slide the fabric under the pins. Then gently pull the tape through while you press with your iron, and it works surprisingly well. Talk about a great shortcut. Once your tape is made, you can use it to finish the neckline on your Rhapsody blouse, just like the pattern instructions say. Pin or clip in place, sew it on, press, and you're done. And while you're at it, this is a great time to add just a cute little tag or a label on the inside as you're applying the bias. It adds such a nice personal touch. And that's it. You have turned a humble scrap into a beautiful finishing detail. This method works for so many projects, and it's one of those skills that feels super empowering every time you use it. If you give this a try, especially on your Rhapsody blouse or dress, please tag at Love Notion so we can see your gorgeous makes. If this video was helpful, go ahead and give it a like and subscribe for more sewing tips, pattern walkthroughs, and creative inspiration every week. Thanks for watching, and happy sewing.